Hey everyone, welcome to the Instagram Blueprint by Digital Income Project. I'm so honored that you've chosen to work with me to achieve the goals that you've set out on your Instagram journey. This course packages all the information I've learned over the last 5 years where I've made over $500,000 on Instagram. I've done everything I can to really streamline this process so you can follow it step by step and finally see the results that you're looking for. So, with that, let's dive in. A quick bit about myself, just in case you don't already know. I've built over 10 digital assets across Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I've made over 1 billion total impressions on Instagram since I started 5 years ago, where I've accumulated over 50 million total likes. The largest account I built was 1.4 million followers, and I built that account in under 2 years. The fastest account I've ever built was 100,000 followers in 30 days, and I just did that actually in May of 2023. I've personally earned more than $500,000 off of Instagram alone. Multiple accounts have been acquired by venture-backed startups, and some of those were started in the Stanford Incubator program. And then outside of my personal ventures, I've consulted with Fortune 500 companies and helped them 10x their reach on Instagram. Now, all that might sound pretty cool, but it wasn't always that glorious of a journey. I actually quit my 9 to 5 job back in 2018, and I knew that I wanted to make money online. I knew I wanted to figure out a way to do this. I had a background in commercial real estate brokerage, so I see digital assets like physical assets, kind of like real estate. And I'll explain more on that later on in the course. But back when I started in this world, I really had no vision. I didn't know what worked. I had no purpose. A lot of the times I felt pretty uninspired, but I knew inside my heart that I wanted more, and I knew I was committed to really figuring out how to make that happen. And maybe that sounds like you. Maybe that sounds like the position you're in now. I remember, all the different ways I was throwing crap at a wall and hoping that something would stick and really help propel me into that next level that I was searching for. But enough about me. I actually really dislike talking about myself, if you can't tell. What does all this mean to you? Well, through all my experiences, I've really cracked the code on how to grow an audience on Instagram and ultimately monetize it. And now I've packaged all that into a simple step-by-step formula for you to follow over the coming weeks and finally see the results that you're looking for. So no matter if you've already started an account or you're starting from total scratch, or maybe you want to buy one, I'm going to help you start from that vision, that dream where I started 5 years ago, help you figure out the right place to either continue from or completely start fresh from scratch. We're going to understand the algorithm. We're going to understand how to go viral. We're going to start building and dominating a niche. We're going to build a brand out of our account. We're going to continue to develop our content system. I'm going to show you which tools you should be using to optimize and automate as much as possible. And ultimately, I'm going to help you develop a monetization strategy, scale it as big as you can, and then figure out either a long-term plan for it or even an exit plan. And when I say exit plan, I mean selling the account or the business that you've created. You might be asking yourself, why would I share this kind of information? And it's a great question. I left my job, like I said, about 5 years ago, sold my first digital asset, built this giant network of creators with over 500 million subscribers and followers across all these different platforms. I was able to build a community of over 1 million followers on Instagram and sell it for more than 6 figures. And in that process, I've created and learned from over 32,000 pieces of content total. And through all that, I've obviously learned quite a bit about this process, and it really excites me. I actually live and breathe this stuff. I kind of see the world from an algorithm perspective, which may or may not be healthy, but at the end of the day, it's extremely valuable, and I'm just happy to help assist other people to get to where they want to be, just like I did. And I would have loved to have found something like this 5 years ago when I was starting. So the goals for this course, and by the end of this course, we're going to help you find a niche and a starting point. We're going to go through the full Algorithm 101 bootcamp. You're going to have a content system completely built out to help you go as viral as possible with as little work as possible. You're going to understand how to build a cult-like following community, and you're going to figure out a plan and start monetizing your audience. Now, Instagram growth is really a marathon. It's not a sprint as much as we all hope that it would be. You'd actually prefer to have steady growth rather than these large spikes of crazy amounts of followers one week and then very, very slow week the following week. And that's for multiple reasons that I'll get into as we move throughout this course. But the point is that this is intended to be consumed over the course of 8 weeks. I want you to learn the points from each module and then spend the rest of the week taking massive action, developing and building out the systems that those points are intended to address. Because if you do, then there's no doubt in my mind that you're going to see similar results to what I've had in the past. The biggest winners inside this community are going to be the people who take the principles that I teach and creatively apply them to the content that they're working on. And just so you know that this stuff still works and is relevant, it's not outdated or anything like that, I started this account on May 7th and by June 7th had over 100,000 followers in just 30 days. It's the same strategies that I've applied to each of my accounts growing over time, and I've been able to help hundreds of other people do it as well. The last message that I want to leave you with for this introduction is the only 3 things that matter on this journey: making content, improving content, and figuring out a way to monetize it. If you can crack those 3 things, then the possibilities here are endless. Again, I'm so excited to continue this journey with you, and I really look forward to seeing your results.